Have you ever met someone who seemed absolutely perfect at first, charming, thoughtful, and easy to talk to, but then, as time went on, something didn't quite add up? You started noticing small things, subtle inconsistencies, and you couldn't shake the feeling that you might not know them as well as you thought. It can be devastating when you realize that someone you trusted or even admired might not be who they said they were. You might have felt betrayed, hurt, or even confused, asking yourself, how did I miss this? The truth is, people wear masks all the time, whether they're trying to impress, manipulate, or simply hide parts of themselves. But what if there was a way to spot someone's true character the moment you meet them? A way to instantly know if they're being genuine or if they're hiding something. Imagine having the ability to read people and immediately see who they really are, beyond the surface-level charm. In today's video, I'm going to share the 5 signs that will instantly reveal someone's true character. These signs are easy to spot, but most people overlook them because they don't know what to look for. You'll learn how to read people more effectively, so you can avoid toxic relationships, wasted time, and emotional heartache. The best part? These signs are all around you, and you don't need any special skills to recognize them. All you need is a little awareness and the desire to protect yourself from manipulation and deceit. Trust me, you won't want to miss the last sign, because it's the one that's most often ignored, but it can change everything. Are you ready to become a master at reading people and seeing their true nature? Let's dive in. Have you ever been blindsided by someone's behavior? Maybe you thought you knew them inside and out, but then one day, they revealed something about themselves that made you question everything you thought was true. It's a terrible feeling, and many of us have experienced it at some point in our lives. Whether it's a friend, a partner, or even a colleague, we all know how it feels to be caught off guard by someone we trusted. But the truth is, we don't have to be blindsided. There are ways to see people's true character right from the start. It's not about being paranoid or overly cautious, it's about being smart and discerning. Think about it, how many times have you gotten involved with someone only to later realize that they weren't who you thought they were? Whether it's a romantic partner who betrayed you or a friend who wasn't there when you needed them, the signs are always there, you just have to know what to look for. In this video, we're going to break down the 5 signs that will help you instantly recognize someone's true character. These aren't signs that require years of knowing someone or deep psychological analysis. These are signs that you can start noticing right away, whether you're meeting someone for the first time or looking at your current relationships from a fresh perspective. You'll learn how to protect yourself from people who might not have your best interests at heart, and more importantly, how to surround yourself with the right people, those who will support you, value you, and treat you with the respect you deserve. But before we get into the details of these signs, let's take a quick moment to talk about why it's so important to be able to read people. In our world today, we are constantly surrounded by people, at work, in social settings, even online. Some of these people are genuine, others are not. The challenge is figuring out who is who. And while there's no magic formula for reading people perfectly, these 5 signs will give you a huge advantage. So, let's start by exploring the first sign that will help you see someone's true character, right from the start. Sign 1: How they treat people who can't help them. We've all met that person who's charming when surrounded by influential or important people. They're the life of the party when they're in the presence of the boss, a celebrity, or someone who has power, wealth, or connections. They seem to shine in these situations, but here's where you need to dig deeper. How do they act when no one is watching, when they're around someone who has absolutely no status, influence, or clout? This is where you'll see their true self, and trust me, it tells you everything you need to know about their character. For example, imagine you're at a party, and the host introduces a group of friends. One of them, let's call him Mark, is warm, friendly, and engaging with the CEO, smiling, laughing, and offering compliments. He talks about how great it is to work with such influential people. However, when the CEO steps away, Mark's behavior changes completely. He ignores the waiter who just served him his drink, acting like they're invisible, and even makes a snarky comment about the food. Now, ask yourself, what does this tell you about Mark? Is he genuinely kind, or is he simply using charm to get ahead? It's easy to treat someone well when they can offer you something in return. But it's when you see how a person treats those who have nothing to offer that their true character shines through. In this case, Mark's lack of respect for the waiter shows that his kindness was nothing more than a strategy to climb the social ladder, rather than a reflection of genuine empathy and respect for others. Take a moment to observe how someone behaves when they interact with a waiter, a cashier, or a service worker. Someone who's truly grounded and kind will treat everyone with equal respect, no matter their background or position. They won't be condescending, rude, or dismissive of people who can't offer them anything in return. In fact, they will often show appreciation for the smallest things. They'll say, "Thank you," with sincerity, smile genuinely, and engage in meaningful, respectful conversations. On the flip side, someone who's only interested in what others can do for them will exhibit arrogance or apathy towards those who they believe have no value to offer. They might ignore or belittle people they deem beneath them, all while putting on a charming facade for those they can benefit from. This kind of behavior speaks volumes. It's a sign of self-centeredness, a lack of empathy, and a deeper inability to see people for who they truly are. It's a red flag, and it can save you a lot of heartache and frustration when you spot it early. So, if you want to really understand someone's heart, pay attention to how they treat people who can't do anything for them. A person with true character doesn't need external validation. Their kindness flows naturally, regardless of who's around. Sign 2, their ability to keep their word. One of the most powerful indicators someone's true character is their reliability and commitment to keeping their promises. If someone says they'll do something, whether it's something big or small, do they follow through, or do they make excuses, cancel plans, and disappoint people regularly? Now, let me be clear, we all make mistakes and sometimes things come up that are beyond our control. However, someone with integrity goes above and beyond to make sure they keep their word. If they're unable to meet a commitment, they take responsibility and make sure to explain or reschedule without making you feel like their promises were worthless. They understand that their reputation is built on trust, and they take this responsibility seriously. In contrast, people who constantly cancel plans, break promises, or flake out without a reasonable explanation are showing you that their words mean little. They might promise the world, but when it comes down to delivering, they vanish into thin air. This behavior doesn't just break trust, it creates doubt, resentment, and confusion in relationships. If they can't honor their word with the small things, imagine how they might treat the bigger promises, like loyalty or support, in the long run. A person who honors their commitments not only builds trust but also shows respect for your time, feelings, and energy. If you find someone who keeps their word, you've found someone who values you and the relationship you share, and that's a treasure in any friendship or partnership. Sign 3, their response to failure. Failure is a part of life. We've all been there, when things don't go as planned, when we make mistakes, or when our efforts don't yield the results we expected. How someone reacts to failure can tell you more about their character than any success they might achieve. A person with strong character doesn't shy away from failure. They don't blame the universe, fate, or other people for their shortcomings. Instead, they look inward and reflect. They ask themselves, what can I learn from this, how can I grow? And what can I do differently next time? This mindset comes from a place of humility and growth. These are the types of people who are always evolving, always working on themselves. They understand that setbacks are just stepping stones to greater things, and they face adversity with courage and resilience. They will share their experiences and lessons learned, showing you that they're willing to be vulnerable, to admit mistakes, and to move forward with greater wisdom. On the other hand, people who constantly deflect responsibility, blame others, or make excuses every time something goes wrong are often unable to learn from their failures. They remain stuck in a cycle of self-pity and denial. These people tend to struggle in relationships because they bring their unresolved issues and emotional baggage wherever they go. They won't evolve, and eventually, they'll stop taking responsibility for their actions, leaving others to pick up the pieces. When someone responds to failure with grace, self-reflection, and a drive to improve, they show you that they are mature, resilient, and capable of growing alongside you, no matter what challenges come their way. Sign 4, how they handle conflict. Every relationship, whether personal or professional, will face moments of conflict. Disagreements, misunderstandings, and even arguments are a natural part of any human connection. But what really matters is how someone handles conflict when it arises. Do they approach it with calmness and empathy, or do they turn it into a battlefield? People with strong character don't shy away from conflict, they face it head-on with a willingness to understand the other person's perspective. They listen actively, ask clarifying questions, and aim to find a solution that works for both parties. Their goal isn't to win the argument, but to resolve the issue in a way that strengthens the relationship. In contrast, people with poor emotional intelligence may respond with defensiveness, hostility, or manipulation. They might avoid the issue entirely or escalate the situation in a way that causes more harm than good. These types of individuals aren't interested in resolving the conflict, they're only focused on protecting their ego or winning the argument. If you find yourself constantly in emotional warfare with someone, that's a huge red flag. So, the next time you find yourself in a disagreement, pay close attention to how the other person responds. Are they trying to understand you, or are they trying to control or dismiss you? How someone handles conflict will tell you everything you need to know about whether they are a healthy presence in your life. Sign 5. Their consistency in behavior. Consistency is a key pillar of strong character. Someone with genuine integrity isn't going to be one person around you and a completely different person in another setting. They are grounded in their values, and those values reflect in their behavior across all situations. Whether they're at a family gathering, in a meeting at work, or hanging out with friends, they remain true to who they are. People who lack consistency often wear different masks for different occasions, depending on what they think will benefit them most. One moment they may be kind and generous, the next they may be manipulative and cold. This inconsistency can make you feel unsettled, as you're never quite sure who you're dealing with. If you want to know someone's true character, look at how they behave in all areas of their life. Are they always kind, respectful, and considerate, or do they have a tendency to shift their personality depending on who's around? Consistency in behavior is a powerful sign that you can trust this person, no matter what circumstances arise. So, now that you know the 5 signs that will help you see someone's true character, what do you think? Have you noticed any of these signs in the people around you? If so, it might be time to take a closer look at your relationships and trust your instincts. Remember, you don't have to wait until someone shows their true colors through betrayal or disappointment. You can spot these signs early and make smarter decisions about who you let into your life. And here's the final piece of advice: trust your gut. Your intuition often knows more than you realize. If something feels off about someone, pay attention to that feeling. It's often a sign that you're seeing the truth before it's fully revealed. So, what steps will you take today to ensure you're surrounding yourself with people who add value to your life? I'd love to hear your thoughts, so leave a comment below and let me know. And don't forget to hit that like button if you found these signs helpful. Stay tuned for more tips and insights to help you navigate the world with wisdom and confidence. And remember, your character is everything. Hold on to it and always strive to be your best self. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to Soulful String for more insights on how to build meaningful relationships and create a life you love. Until next time, stay strong and stay true to yourself.